Hello everybody. Good. Mr. Riley here with Team Navarre. This is your sparring, drills, and conditioning class on the 7th day of April. It is a Tuesday. Hope to see everybody here today. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful, terrific Tuesday. We're going to get warmed up and loosened up. Spend the last week working on a lot of different kicking drills. The goal this week is to work on what are called plyometrics, which basically mean explosion drills or ways to make your body move a little bit faster, a little more rapidly. Not necessarily like make your body stronger, but more so make it faster in short little intermittent bursts. Okay, so we're going to stretch out a little bit for those that this may be your first class of the day, or for those that are fresh out of the class, this kind of is a nice little breather in between. So we're going to come down like this. Good, you're going to be on one knee. Your job is to take and to push that hip muscle forward real strong. So you should kind of lean into it a little bit and kind of feel this muscle right here get a little tighter. Good, some of you may not have had birthdays yet, and that's okay. Switch sides. Back to the original side. Now take the leg that's behind you, good, and you're going to grab onto it just like this. Keep your body up nice and tall so you still have good posture. You're pulling that leg to you. Good, and then switch sides. I'll show you from the side so you can kind of see what's going on. And we're going to go to what's called our frog stretch. Here, frog stretch is where you have your body in the dog position. Okay, you're here, so like this. Good. You're going to walk your knees out. Good. And then you're going to sink your hips backwards. So you're pushing. Let me show you from the side. Good. Parents, if you're watching your student do this at home, and a very common mistake to this one is they'll be like this. And that's, you have to take it, like physically grab their hips, grab their belt, and pull them backwards. You want their hips going down over the tops of their knees so that there's a lot of pressure on the inside of their legs. They'll know the difference. They'll get back here and they'll go, ooh, now that's what you want. You want them to feel it. Good. All the way down, heels, toes touching real fast. Again, just a quick stretch of our legs in case it's your first class today. Legs out the front. Legs out as wide as you can get them. Legs to the left side. It's not my first class today, as you can tell. Other side. Stretch forward. Pull your legs in. Shake it out. Good. Okay, so a couple different jumping motions and just explosive drills, because what we're trying to work are all the muscles in our legs that we use to move your body forward really fast. Okay, so whether it's doing your blitz or doing your fish kicks or other muscles. So if we can't improve the technique, well, we can. But last we worked a lot on improving our technique. So this we were going to improve our body and make it stronger and faster and more coordinated. Okay, first thing we're going to work on are what's called vertical jumps. Okay, vertical jumps is where your body, your feet are shoulder width apart. Good, your hands are going to come down. Your body's going to lower itself down like it's sitting into a chair. That means your chest is staying up, okay? So I want to make sure we're not doing this. Again, your eyes should be able to stay forward the whole time. In this case, stay up. And so your eyes are looking up. You're sitting your hips backwards. You're bending your knees. And then you're jumping as high as you can, reaching your hands to the ceiling. Good, and landing softly on your feet. Good, so that's the goal, just exploding as high as we possibly can, loading it, and then unloading it. Okay, that's one. We're doing 4 more. Ready? And load, go. Good. And that's 2. You're trying to reach up as far and as high and as long as you can, and then land with balance. That's 2. Jump. Good. That's 3. Stretch that body out. Jump up. Ready? 2 more. And go. Good. That's 4. Try to touch the ceiling. 1 more. And that's 5. Very good. Now we're going to alternate that with 10 bunny hops. That means you're going to jump as high as you possibly can, good, off just the pads of your feet, off just the balls of your feet, and then you're trying not to bend your knees as much. There's not a lot of rebound. You're just springing. Think like a bouncy ball. Good. Ready, hands up, as high as you can, 10 times in a row. No pause time in between each jump. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? 5 more vertical jumps. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, a little faster. Good. 4, one more time. And then 10 more vertical or 10 more bunny hops. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Okay, next we're gonna work on, okay, this part's a little tricky. I'm gonna show you how to do this. This is a new workout. It's a new motion drill, okay? It's basically like running in place, but we're gonna put our body at a lean. I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna get a big bag to help me out. You can use a wall. You can even like use your couch, just something that's not gonna move. Maybe even mom or dad. Okay. So we have our normal like running in place, but I want to get to where we're getting used to kind of catching our body and being at a slight lean, almost like we would when we're blitzing and sparring, right? Your body has a nice lean to it. So what you're gonna do is, again, I'm gonna use a bag, but imagine this is a wall. Hands on the wall. Walk your legs back so you are kind of leaning on it a little bit. You're not bending at the waist, your body's strong. Good. Chin is down. Good. From here, you're gonna do high knees. We're gonna do high knees. Good. Or we're gonna be leaning forward like this. Okay. So we're gonna go for 10 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Might have been a little longer than 10 seconds. That's quite all right. Good. Again, you're kind of having that forward lean, having to keep your stomach tight, having to keep your body pushing forward. Good. Forward as you're moving really fast. All right. It's hard to run and talk at the same time. Good. Breathe. Now we're doing number 2. Set number 2. We're doing 3 sets, 10 seconds. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Fast as you can. Lean into it. Lean forward. Pump those knees as high as hard as you can. And time. Good. Okay, one more. Ready? And go. You don't have anything to lean on. Just run in place. That's perfectly fine. Pump those knees as high as you can. And time. Whew, that was good. I'll move this out of the way. All right. So next thing we're going to work on, breathe real fast. Moving those feet really fast, one at a time now. Okay. So what you're going to need is an imaginary line or an actual line. Either one is fine. Okay, all you're going to basically do is try to take that leg. We're going to take both feet for right now, and we're going to hop. So for me, you can kind of see I have the grid on the floor. So if I have this black line right here, I'm going to take, and I'm just going to go over and back. Nice and smooth, okay? Patterning my feet. Now, if you don't have a line at home, that's fine. It's okay. Just kind of just notice where your legs are supposed to go. You're trying to make them keep going to those places. Hopping forwards, hopping backwards. You don't necessarily need something to jump over or need a line to jump over, but if you have one, it's kind of helpful. Ready? 10 seconds, as fast as you can move your feet. And go. Forwards and backwards. Try to keep it tight to the line too, not super far apart. Good. Just using the calves and balls of your feet. Time. Good. Okay, now for me, I'm going to use this line, and we're going to go with both feet sideways. It's a slalom jump, like you're skiing. Good. So you're here. So we do a lot of skiing in Florida, I'm sure. We're here, just like this. And the trick to it is trying to keep your hips on the line, and then move your feet to the side of the line. So I'm kind of leaning towards it, and then switching spots. Like that. Instead of trying to jump your whole body over and your whole body back over, try to just push your hips off to the side, keeping your body in the middle. Ready? 10 seconds, and go. Move both feet, fast as you can. Good. Time. Next one, still finding this sideways line. You're going to jump and switch your feet forwards and backwards. Good. So it's kind of like we did before, but instead of using both feet at the same time, different feet to different spots. So it's here, here. Good, like you're running, the running man. Ready? I'll do it on this side so you can see a little better. And go. Helps to move your arms. Good. Time. Now we're going to take it, we're going to slow it down a little bit so you can stay coordinated and stay balanced. and we're gonna do one leg at a time, okay? So we're still doing that forwards and backwards with one leg, but it's here, and it's over and back. Okay, it helps to keep that other leg, keep your knee up a little bit, and keep it kind of in the front of your body a little bit to counterbalance yourself. Ready? So pick your favorite leg, find the line, the imaginary line, and just jump forwards and backwards on that one leg. If you knock yourself off balance, that means you need to slow down a little bit, or jump a little bit closer together. Ready? Go. Time. Switch legs. And go. Woo. Good, time. Okay, now the harder one, we're gonna go sideways like that. So you find that line, one foot at a time, over and back. Ready? And go. Woo. Good. Other side. Go. Your hands up. Good. Time. Just like that. How are we feeling? Good? Me too. Okay, so what we're gonna work on next, we're gonna keep moving, keep scooting. I'm gonna pull this bag in just so you can kind of see it. Now you don't need a bag or something to hit at home, but it's helpful if you have one just as a reference. So what we're gonna quickly work on is how to move and address your side kick into your hands. A lot of us have really good kicks, we have really good punches. What will kind of take you to the next level is learning to combine them, not throwing them at the same time, so throwing them one after another into a combination, but shortening the time between it. Okay, so what I mean is a lot of times we'll have really good kicks, and that leg will go down, and we'll think about it, then we'll punch the hand out. Okay, the timing should be staying in a normal stance, throwing your kick, and by the time your leg gets to the ground and lands, you should already be throwing your front hand out. Good, and so from here, I'll throw my side kick, and by the time my leg hits the ground, I'm already throwing this hand. Okay, now what's really important when doing this is not falling into it. So I don't want to see that. But at the same time, I don't want you to intentionally hold that leg up just to do the drill right. Because sometimes I'll see a lot of students and they'll go here, which isn't very, you're not going to spar like that. So it's still one, boom, and your weight is leaning forward. Now we're going to do it slow and then try to pick up the speed. And again, you can do this without a pad. This is just kind of helps to find your distance. Good. It's not mandatory, but it helps. What you can also use is you can take that simple line you're on, that you do the jumps on, you can start your leg there, do your kick, and make sure that when you throw your front hand out, if you look down at that foot, it should be ahead of the line. So that means you are getting closer to the target, okay? So it's okay to not have a pad at home. Just find that line you do the jumps on, or find some sort of line or something to measure with. Start with your side kick on your foot on that line, and after you put the foot down, make sure it goes in front of the line. So if you look down, the line should be in between your feet when you throw your front hand, okay? So I'm gonna use the pad some and I use the line some so you can kind of get it. But again, keep your weight in the middle. Good, throw your side kick, lean back when you do it, just a little bit. And then as you pull the leg back in, your foot unpivots. And as you land with your body weight going forward. So I'm kind of leaning into what's going on. I'll show you without the pad. Kick, lean. The trick is in your back foot. So let me back this back so you can see my foot a little bit. When you're here, the trick is in this back foot. I have to pivot it so I can have balance for my side kick. And I have to unpivot it so I can land with my feet going where I want them to go. Good, it's a hard thing to get used to doing, but it's really helpful once you've kind of learned and built that habit. Okay, whether you have a chair or something behind you to balance you on the kick, your main focus is when you kick, you're leaning into the kick, but the weight is still more so on the ball of your foot. Good, that's a little trick to notice when you're kicking. If you feel your back leg, if you feel that ball of your foot lean up off the ground, you feel you on your heel, that means you're leaning too far forward. It'll look like this. Good. And you'll see that, and you'll feel that, and you'll hear that plap. Good, that means you're leaning, you're lunging into your kick, and you're off balance. You want to push it forward, but you also want to be on balance, so you can then push into what you're doing. Okay? So again, with the pad, it's one, cool part is the pad is not holding me up. I'm not leaning onto the pad. I'm leaning into it, I'm on. And then as I pull my leg back in, that's when it unpivots. So learning to kind of take those separate movements and piece them together. Good. So it's pivot, go out, and as I pull it in, unpivot. Good. Again, just learn if after today, if you can learn how to properly do that, you will see yourself become so much more explosive and so much more balanced when you spar. Okay, a lot of times it's not that we're not fast enough when we spar, it's that we're so fast we're off balance and out of control. So learning how to control yourself and make yourself more balanced will make you faster because your body will know what it's doing. Okay? So again, that's your simple habit. Pivot away. And then as your leg comes in, land, almost in a running stance, in a sprinter stance. Because that's going to be your blitz. Okay? Last time, now we're going to land, and as this foot lands, this hand will automatically shoot out. So it's kick, boom. Notice how my feet are somewhat underneath my shoulders. I don't want you guys way out here because then you can't do anything. Okay, that's the other thing when you're pushing your foot and you're pushing your hand, you have to be able to push it into the target, but also keep yourself underneath yourself. Okay, think about when you're running. If you're sprinting as fast as you can, you're not taking these gigantic steps. Why? Because there's no power there. Okay, you're leaning forward, you're moving your feet, but when it lands, it's still underneath your body. So you can push another one. Okay? So doing it again, hands up, side kick, unpivot, land. As you land, your hand is going to go out. So if you need to kind of throw your blitz from here, you can throw your blitz from here. Okay? I'll show you from a little bit different view. Side kick, unpivot, land. Boom, I can blitz if I need to, but it's not mandatory, right? On the pad, so that's kind of your main keys when you're watching, when you're going through all this, is again, when you side kick, you want a little bit of a lean back, your hand stays up. Good, and then as you pull your knee back in, good, you take advantage of that. When your knee comes in, your body's going to have more control because everything's coming to your body. It's tighter. Good. It's also lifting, so your body's going to be a little bit lighter. Good. And so at that moment, that's when you turn that foot by turning your hips and turning your shoulders. Used to chambering everything together. Okay? One more time. I say one more time. We're probably going to do like 7 more times. It's okay. Pivot, extend, and as it comes back to you, good, boom. Good. Now, once that starts to make more sense, we're going to progress it a little bit further. Okay, the trickiest part to throwing your blitz, and right after doing that, is you have to be able to turn your foot and turn your hips without turning your shoulders. I'll show you what I mean. If I'm here, and I go 1, and I turn, I'm like this, I can throw a jab from here. My arm's not going to be as long, and everything is wide open. Good, so instead, I want to try to stay sideways when I do this part. So what I do, watch my feet and my hips, and then watch my shoulders. I throw my side kick, and then as I open up my hips, good, and land, so my shoulders didn't turn. That is one of the harder parts to all the stuff that we're doing, is separating your upper body and lower body. But it has such an advantage because it allows you to stay sideways and stay in a guarded position as you're attacking. Good, see how my body's sideways with my feet, my hips, and my shoulders, everything is pushing to the front. But my feet and my hips are. My shoulders are still turned sideways because I want this distance. I want to be able to reach out for it without lunging. Good. As you can see when I do it on the pad, if I square my body up, good, I'm not going to reach the target. Good. If I keep my body sideways, I'll reach the target. I can take the advantage of my shoulders being turned, and that's my reach. So that's why if you're sparring and you notice that your jab is just out of reach, okay, if you're almost hitting, like you're whispering at the target and you're not quite making it, okay, it's probably because you're turning and you're looking at it. You're squaring your body up to it when you go to throw it. And so you're taking yourself and you're actually pulling yourself away from the target as you throw that jab or that back fist. So just make sure that as you throw it, your body is still sideways. Now when you throw the punch, of course, then your body can rotate and drive to the target. But that will come after you've already leaned into that jab. When I say lean, I mean just lean. I don't mean lunge. Okay? So doing it again. This time you'll start to find a measure, whether it's a target or that line, and we'll start to move you away from it and see if we can still cover that distance just by pushing our body harder, not by leaning and lunging into it and being off balance. So now I've moved backwards from it because I was here. I was here. Now I'm back here. Okay, my kick probably won't make it to the target. That's fine. My jab will just about make it. And I'm still underneath myself. And that's the trick, is kind of finding that very maximum distance you can while still doing this correctly. Okay, because when you find yourself just out of reach and you have to break technique by leaning and falling, that's when you end up getting side kicked or just missing the target because you're not doing the proper technique. You have to make sure the technique stays what it is. Don't overreach. Don't change the technique to the person you're sparring. Your technique should stay the same no matter what. That's why doing drills like this are so important, because you learn to stay within yourself and not change for everybody. If somebody moves faster than the person you sparred before, and now them moving faster requires you to over lunge your kick or over lean your jab, and that's why you're changing it, it's not going to score because it's new, it's different, it's not working, and the person that you're trying to hit is probably going to end up hitting you first because they're staying within themselves. So make sure when you're sparring, do drills like this to make sure your technique is the same no matter who you spar, okay? Make that person adjust to you, not you adjust to them, all right? So again, one more time, side kick and put it on it, feel the balance, don't lean onto the pad. Good, and then as you pull the leg back, turn your hips and flip them towards where you're going. Good, your body stays sideways though, and then let this front hand go out. Good, back hand stays up by your chin. Doing it without a pad, same exact thing, find that line. As you unpivot, you should be in front of the line now and throwing this jab or a back fist, either one's fine. Last one. I made it this time, last one. Good. And that'll be the end goal, is you landing it at the same time. Eventually it'll start moving and doing that. We'll start combining that scooting side kick and eating up even more ground while still keeping your balance, which is kind of the ultimate goal to what we're doing. Trying to be able to be as explosive and strong as we can while being as balanced as we can. Because if you can balance, if you're working on balance week this week, if you have balance, you have control. What you can control, you can improve. If you're all off balance and you're wild and you're just throwing yourself at your target, you don't really know what it's doing, it's really hard to improve that because it's different every single time. But if you can control it and balance it, then we can work on it. And it's okay if you have to slow down to do that. I'd rather have a slower technique that has more balance and control. Because again, if we can control it and we can balance it, we can improve it. What we can improve, we can make faster. We can make stronger. We can kick higher. Good, but all that comes with you guys staying within yourself and focusing on doing your moves the best you can. Not worry about anybody else. Do your moves to the best of your ability and then let it grow and get a little bit better every time by staying consistent. Okay, make sure you stretch out when we're done. Make sure you guys get some water, because I don't know about you, but I'm really sweaty. I need some water. And feet together. And bow, Michael Bullen, if you're in class, happy birthday, buddy. Hope you guys are doing well. Keep stretching. If I don't see you until Wednesday or Thursday, make sure you're practicing your full splits. You're practicing your balance kicks. You guys can do as many times as you possibly can. Just send in the best number if you'd like to when we turn those things in on Thursday, I want to say. If there's any questions on that, you can give us a call. We'll still be here for a little bit. Or you can email us on Facebook. Good. Thank you very much for today. And bow. I'll see you guys on Thursday. You are dismissed. Get your card before you leave.